everybody, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I've been showing you a lot of different things that I've been doing because I've been really busy. I haven't had the chance to really sit down, make a video because my daughter's making her communion this weekend. And then I went out for my friend's birthday last weekend and we had a meeting. Yes, it's been a crazy week. I'm so tired and I'm looking forward to this week being over. My daughter's really excited for her communion. Oh my gosh, she looks beautiful. She looks beautiful in her dress. And the dresses that they have, they're mini bridal gowns for kids. I know I stated this in one of my other videos about people bustling their child's dress, a bustle. I don't get it. For a 7-8-year-old, no, I don't get it at all. But I have got, if I was about to show you, like if I went more from this area right here, so much to clean, and downstairs and in the basement, everywhere. Thankfully, because of my back, because of my diseases, my mother-in-law is coming over to help me. Normally my mom always comes too. Unfortunately, my mom tore a ligament in her foot. So my mother-in-law, who is an awesome second mom, she's coming over to help me out so we can get this house prepared and ready, because I have people who, you know, just come and trash everything and expect me to clean up the next day. Yeah, that's what got me this morning. Just about that much. I come down, the sink is filled, the side is filled with dirty stuff for me to put away. And I have a very hard time bending over because of my back. So, I'm sorry, I keep rolling my eyes because I'm annoyed. Trying not to show it. But when I have a disease like this and children don't want to listen, I tend to get very agitated. And they are aware when I get really agitated. It more has to do with my pain than it has to do with them. But if they just listened and did what they were supposed to do, we wouldn't be in this situation, right? So my one daughter is 12, and oh, she's 12. Whew, middle school 12. Drama, everything. And I cannot wait. Thank God 6th grade is almost over. Thank God. I hated 6th grade. 6th grade was awful. I had the great teachers. A great teacher. We had 3. I went to Catholic school. She is still my favorite teacher till this day. The other 2, not so much. But she was not only my 6th grade, but she was also my 8th grade teacher. So she was the best. And I'm not going to put her name out there just in case she doesn't want her name out there. I'm just not going to do that for her. Another thing I'm really looking forward to talking about, and that is coming up tomorrow, but I'm not going to have a discussion about this until Sunday, when I can figure out how to get my camera working again on my laptop, which it does. That's why I'm doing this video and not a live. And number 2, I got to get past all this stuff this weekend to get to that point where I can sit down, watch the movie, and discuss. Because I don't want to discuss it by myself. It's really boring that way. Like I'm talking to myself. I understand you're going to watch this, but I'm talking to myself. And I look at myself and I'm like, I'm still not comfortable yet being on camera. I'm not. So I have to keep doing stuff like this in order for me to get comfortable. Now, do I mind taking a picture? No, not really. But I'm not in the best shape of my life. I'm actually really heavy for myself right now, and I'm not happy about it. But I have been ridiculously hard on myself all my life when it came to weight. Beyond. To the point where sometimes I'm like, I can't even get on a scale. I know what mental place it might put me if it's not where I want it to be. It's not a good thing to be, but I am aware, like right now, I am aware I'm the heaviest I need to be, and I need to stop with the junk. I need to stop eating later at night, which I have already done that. I stopped doing that about 2 weeks ago. I don't eat late at night at all. After I eat dinner, it's nothing. There's no dessert, no snacks, nothing. So, and then where I live here, we kind of live in this real big circle. So it's almost like I have a track. So I can walk that around like 2 or 3 times. That's a good 2 miles I have in me. I'm like, yes. So yeah, kind of lost my place there for a second. But what I do, this new Ted Bundy movie, get off my screen. Hold on. I don't want this. Thank you. The new Ted Bundy movie that's coming out. It is called Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile. Well, I don't understand how those words are trying to glorify. I mean, this guy was wicked, evil, and vile. I don't know if many of you know the story about Ted Bundy. Well, there's been a lot of hype because of this movie and because the Ted Bundy tapes came out a couple of months ago, and that focuses on all he did between the 80s and 90s, and the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And I can remember The Deliberate Stranger. That was a movie that was on TV. Mark Harmon played Ted Bundy. And I think that's what like sucked me in. I'm like, oh, he's good looking. And now I was really young, but let's just say I was boy crazy at the age of 5. And I was just like, oh my God. And I watched the whole movie and I was totally like, wow. It was scary. I remember it being scary, but it wasn't that scary. It was like, how could this beautiful guy who just seems so nice and down to earth be a killer? I was going to say murderer and a killer and became a Miller. No, be a murderer and a killer, and be as vicious as he was. He was horrible. I mean, I don't know if you don't know the story of Ted Bundy, but Netflix has the Ted Bundy tapes. Go listen to them. This movie is going to be good because it also is taking it from the perspective of the woman he married and his child, how they saw him and what they were to believe. So it isn't just glorifying Ted Bundy. This is more like there were people who knew and loved him and believed he didn't kill anybody. But he had a lot of people fooled. The 80s were a different time, a completely different time, a weird different time. But the thought of a man who was that good looking, who seemed to be that educated, who was that arrogant, you're like, he can't be the murderer. Look at him. Murderers don't look like that. In 2019, we realize a murderer can come in any size, shape, or form. That's not how it was back in the day. So I'm very interested and not excited. It's the wrong word. I guess I am excited because I'm really excited how to see what perspective they take it from. And I think Zac Efron, from what I hear, he does an amazing job. I love Zac Efron. So I hopefully will be going live as long as my camera starts to work on Sunday, and that'll be Sunday evening. I'm going to talk to a couple of people I know. Maybe we can collaborate and discuss this movie together because I know that there's a couple of creator friends of mine who are really interested in this as well. I think the more people that we can bring to the table, the better it will be, right? And everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Everybody can say what they want. I mean, if you're going to come here and try to tell people that Ted Bundy was a good man, I think you're going to get bombarded from other people. I'm going to ignore it because obviously people are going to just do things on YouTube just to get attention. And that's another thing for me starting YouTube. I won't drag anybody. I'm not going to talk bad about anyone. There's a lot of drama, as we all know, going on right now, male and females. I'm not going to give that the attention because A, it's hurting people's feelings, whether or not. But the fact of the matter is, if you put something up on YouTube, it's for there, basically forever. Once you hit that post, even if you delete it, somebody else will have it. So you really got to think And that's what I did. Before I became a creator, I'm like, do I really want to get myself wrapped up into all of this drama? Do I want to go on YouTube just to start crying because people are bullying me? And I thought about that for a while. And I'm like, nah, do I do it? Do I not do it? And I have another friend who has a crime channel. She's like, absolutely. You could bring so much help. I'm like, you think? She's like, yeah. So at True Crime Truth Finders, thank you. I wouldn't be here if you didn't push me through it. So, and please check her out. True Crime Truth Finders. She has amazing commentary and different stories that you may not get in your neighborhood or town and that she might find. Also a good person to watch is Live from My Sofa, right? Live from My Sofa, yes. His name is Paul. I love Paul. We've been watching The Act on Hulu since it started, and we started a Wednesday night live chat, and it's over. And I'm like, what are we going to do on Wednesdays now? But we've decided we're going to move forward with books and other things so we could keep it going because it was so much fun. So much fun. Even though, as much as I didn't want the act to end, it was somebody's real life. And I'm like, that's not a good look for me to want that. No. So, you know, I really feel bad for Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I really do. She needs to be somewhat responsible, I guess a little, for committing the crime. Yeah, it was. I just don't think she's in the right place. I don't think prison's the right place. You're taking this child who has absolutely no idea what the real world is about, and you're putting her probably in a position in prison. And I think from what I'm hearing, it's not going that way. Like, people have really taken her under their wing and have treated her like a daughter. So I've heard, so I've read. I don't know if that's true. But now she's got a father, a stepmom, step siblings, and she's going to have a family. She's going to have a real family who cares, not a mom who wants to exploit her and try to get every dime from her fake illnesses. I remember the first time I watched the HBO special, it haunted me, and I was stuck in the hospital then. I think that was the time I had a staph infection because I was in there for a long time. And I watched it and I was utterly disturbed. And this was like right after it happened. And it was on HBO, and it was called Mommy, Dead, and Dearest, right? I think. Yeah, it was HBO. Mommy, Dead, and Dearest, I think it's called. And it really dives into her life and her mother. I think the act may have embellished a little bit on Dee Dee as Patricia, God damn it. What are their last names? There's like a gazillion of them. Arquette. Thank you. Thank you. I thought about it. Thank you, self. Patricia Arquette. I think she embellishes Dee Dee slightly, but I'm not sure if it's much. I don't know. But she's really, really good at what she does. I like Patricia Arquette. I think she's a really great actress. And Joey King, I think, did a wonderful job at portraying Gypsy Rose. I think they portrayed Gypsy as a little sinister, and I don't think she was. I don't think she knew too much from, like, she thought that this man, this kid, Josh, right? Is that his name, Josh? I hate when I get on camera and then I don't know what I'm doing. So I have to get used to this because I'm not going to start and begin from the beginning anymore, which I have been doing because I was in radio. And if you screwed it up, yep, you had to go back and redo it. Then go back and redo it. Even if it was a slight, you'd have to go back and redo it. That's what I've been doing. I'm like, I got to stop. Got to stop doing that because it's not doing me or anybody else good. Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Here we go. Bang. All right. Gypsy. I can't, why am I not thinking of his name right now? Because I'm trying to think of his name. That's why. Gosh. I want to say it's, and sorry guys. You know what? I'm just going to stop it here and I'm going to come back. Be right back. Okay, Nicholas Godejohn. Nicholas Godejohn was Gypsy Rose and Nicholas. I'm not necessarily sure life in prison is the best thing for him either. If he's on the spectrum and his brain was like, I'm doing this for the right reason. And from the act, I got that. Not that I necessarily got that from factual information, but from the act, I had gotten that he seemed like, I did the right thing. I saved you. And I'm probably sure I would have felt that way if I was being imprisoned by someone in my family. And I can't even imagine what was going through her mind. Being subjected to all of that when you didn't even have it, and she didn't even know that. This is such a sad story. It just is. And I hope Gypsy Rose comes out of this a better person. I hope her marriage is great. And I hope she gets the peace and joy that she's always wanted and deserved as a human being. I do hope she gets out before she's 32 because she's been through enough, certainly. And yes, it is the HBO documentary, Mommy, Dead and Dearest. Now, this happened in 2015. The documentary came out in early 2017. So that's when I first heard about this story. It was early 2017. And it was the HBO documentary. That has basically all the facts. That's not really made up. But the act, yes, it even says we embellish a little bit more for, to enjoy and be, the watchers and to grasp our attention besides just giving facts. But I don't think Gypsy knew how to be mean or, well, I don't know. See, now I'm thinking about that again. You have a mom who's teaching you how to lie, cheat, and steal. That's all you know, right? Wow. And, every time I go deeper and deeper and I think more and more about it, it makes me feel more and more like how horrible this really was for this child. She's not a child anymore. She's engaged. But she deserves the best. I hope she has a child. And I know with everything she's been through, she's going to treat that child amazingly. And because she is not going to want, if she has a child, she is not going to want to subject anything to her child that she went through. Normally, that's a mother's intuition. But in the world we live in, mothers are killing their children or, people are being, I don't get it. The world we live in these days, I thought it was bad in the 80s. It's bad now. I mean, yeah, it's just bad. Sometimes I'm like, was it a great idea to bring kids into it? But how are we supposed to know what to go to day to day? We don't. So, yeah, I wanted to come in. Oh my goodness. This is probably the longest I've ever talked to a camera. Okay. What I want to say is I will definitely be back Sunday. I will be popping in and out, I'm sure, of people's stuff because I get bored of TV. And even if people are sitting here and they're all watching something and I'm not into it, I'll just kind of go on my phone. But yes, I will be back Sunday. Hopefully live, not like this. And I'm looking forward to talking about extremely shocking. I don't have it's so long of a term. I'm sorry, I just got something that came in and I'm looking at it. Extremely shocking. Where is it? Come on. Extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile. That's a crazy term. I mean, but I can't remember it all the time. Extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile. Tomorrow comes out. Let's talk about it on Sunday. Everybody have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Be safe. And I look forward to seeing you Sunday. Bye.